Hey everyone. So I ran my first piano pod, what I'm calling piano pod lesson today, which is basically I taught a piano lesson to a three-person pod on Zoom. So I had three people kind of in the room and was working with one person at a time. I'm playing with this format because as I start this business, I'm looking for ways that I can have more contact with people and increase the number of experiences that people are having as they learn piano and do this mindfulness work around piano. And it was fantastic. Oh my God, it was a kind of like, I know I'm on the right track. When something goes like it did today, it's like I know, okay, this is clearly the right step because I basically had about 20 minutes with each person. We did an hour total and just kind of rotated through, and the other two people would just watch me work with with whoever I was working with. And it was really amazing what came up and what came through. And I basically started the whole session by talking about, we're approaching piano as with the focus on what's happening in our awareness and the inner awareness, mindfulness, whatever you want to call it, kind of work that becomes possible when you do piano. And I talked about like this is basically an approach that is about the heart of which is about the art of mastery. How do we approach something with mastery in mind? And what kind of came through as I was preparing the lesson this morning is really it's about realizing that we are already a master. And I don't care if somebody has never played the piano. The kind of person that I'm really sort of interested in working in, and that I think is interested in working with me in this way, is someone who's already incredibly conscious, already up for doing deep inner work, really kind of probably has one or two of these disciplines in their life already, something like meditation, something like, doing psychological work, noticing their patterns, doing qigong, whatever, yoga, all these disciplines that are basically about like becoming more aware of what's already happening in our body, and then using that as kind of to expand how we see the world, to free ourselves from old patterns, to create new patterns. That's the kind of person that can walk into a lesson like this, sit down at the piano. Maybe they've literally never touched a keyboard, but they're already a master of awareness. They're already a master of consciousness. And so the work at the piano then becomes really about getting a reflection from what's happening. Like something came up today where one of my students who's learning something by ear, she was playing and I could tell she was very focused on the right hand. The left hand kind of dropped out. Funny enough, the left hand wasn't even on the camera when we started. The left hand was kind of off her camera. And then she started playing and I couldn't tell whether she was playing the left hand. And then when I could finally see properly, I was able to see, oh, well, her left hand is like her right hand is really driving. Her left hand is kind of there, but not engaging. And we just talked about like taking some of that focus from over here on the right hand and just bringing it over, putting it out into the left hand. Just doing that, all of a sudden she's flowing through the phrase. Her time feel gets perfect. There was a pocket to what she was playing. There's a groove to it. It was just a 4-bar phrase, but all of a sudden all these things clicked just from noticing that her left hand was kind of offline and bringing it back online. This is the kind of thing that I'm just so enthusiastic about because I really feel like, it's like such a life. It can be such a life-altering discipline to really take a hold of our awareness in this way and like learn to engage as a master beginner. That's a good phrase, master beginner. To really come to a practice as a master beginner, to me means knowing that the work is not about any outcome that any immediate outcome of the event that's happening now or a short-term goal. The outcome is actually about who we are becoming in the process of doing the work, and basically doing the work from a place of there is nothing wrong. I read a Hafiz poem today, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful kind of summary of this. What it's basically saying is, the novice will do this thing where they helplessly, they'll work for a little while, and then they'll helplessly start destroying their own work, whereas the master never does that. The master never. That doesn't mean they don't make mistakes. It doesn't mean that that everything they do is perfect. It just means that everything they do is perfect. They know that everything they do is perfect. Everything they do is in this discovery mode of like everything is a gift. And so then they're just working, they're just creating. They don't ever go back and smash their work mentally or physically. That's mastery. And at the piano, you can approach the work that way, and then we can also learn we can enhance our capacity to work like that, to be that way in the world, and to approach everything we do that way. So, yeah, it was really powerful, and I definitely clocked today how important it is, having other people in the room, having extra visibility, extra sets of eyes watching as we're playing, changes everything, and it opens up for the kind of work that I'm interested in doing. That extra visibility and that sense of visibility, huge, so massive. So I'd say it's a success. That was like my number one beta test. Went awfully well. We'll see how things go. I haven't even put together my offer yet. I don't even know what this course is fully yet. But I'm starting to tiptoe into experimenting with things, and I think we're on the right track. So that's what I got today, folks. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. This will become probably more and more what I talk about over the next few weeks, because this business is really kind of my next step, I think, in a lot of ways. So prepare to hear more. But I love you all, and I, as always, appreciate all of you for listening, watching, liking, subscribing. Thank you for being in my life. Love you all. Take care. Bye-bye.